Hey, welcome to the Tuesday show where me and Modders will be building our motorbikes. How are you, Modders?
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Did it work this time?
It did, yes.
Did I sound almost professional?
Almost.
Oh, yeah. We'll crop that first bit out.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so you're going to be working on your Virago today.
I am indeed.
I'm working on my Zephyr. There you go. A Kawasaki. I sprayed all the parts now, pretty much. Or at least primed them. So I'm going to start on the building today.
Willow says hello.
Hello, Willow. Yes, hello. And we've got lots of chat to catch up with.
We do.
So, yeah.
I think people are still in competition as to who can get first.
I think
Just
so,
trying
yeah.
not to make it as obvious.
Right. Here we go with the chat. David says, hi, Gary. You're early. Oh, hang on. Let's start from the beginning. Gary says, why am I the only one here? Hagrid, Julian, Tiff. Hello, anyone? That was at 9:30 this morning.
Yes. That, for some reason, didn't come up on my stream yet.
Yeah. I think it's because I came on here at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so
no, 10:30.
It'll be because I logged in after it disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Then we go to Gary next. Woo. Yeah. Gary says, "G'day, David. We are 8 hours ahead of you guys, hence the up early. Ha 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 ha." Yes. Look, no hands, Modders. Dave says, laugh out loud. Yes, nice evening down there, then. Gary says, "G'day to everyone tuning in. I'm at work watching music videos being made live. The joy of noise. Music." David says, "Nice work if you can get it." Gary says, "It's very nice now. Spring is here. The cherry blossom flowers are falling like snow. The air is very fragrant." That sounds like a nightmare for anyone with hay fever.
It is. There's cherry blossom trees in the park outside, and it's horrible.
David says, "Hello all, when you arrive, laugh out loud. Can't stop. Stepson wants me to take him shopping at 12. The inconsiderate bugger." And he says, "Little chilly here in the Rhondda, though still dry." Yeah. Bit chilly up here as well at the minute. It's getting quite warm now.
Nice.
Gary says, "David, well, I've got a shirt on over my t-shirt because it's a little bit chilly. I only wear this for when I'm doing modeling and I'm a bit chilly in my room because it's just really comfy because it's like 2 sizes too big for me. It was too big for me before I started losing weight." Dave says, "What's his age?" "I have a 10-year-old granddaughter. There's no stop button." See, I've got a 13-year-old stepson and there's no go button in him. David says, "Just getting some decals down on the Mozzie before going. Catch you all Thursday." And he's 35. So he's only 2 years younger than me. In fact, he's older than you, Modders. Bless you. Little mousy sneezer. Gary says, "David, ha 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 ha." David, now he wants to go at 11:30. Oh, well, got to catch you later. Bye. See you later, David.
Bye.
And Gary says, "Cheers, David and Young." It just says, "Morning, folks. Hope everyone is having a good day. Don't forget to lube and subscribe." Gary, good day, Tiff and Young Haseo. All lubed and subscribed. Coffee as well. Nice. Ian says, "Good afternoon. I may make a start on my Sea Fury FB11 and or paint over some of what I've primed recently." Yeah, go for it, man. We're starting to build it on Friday. Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people." Hello, Dukey.
Hello, Duke.
Gary, good day, Ian and Duke. Duke, hi Gary, sounds like you're ready for the show. John's in, he says hello to all in Chatland. Hello, John. If you want to come up, you're welcome, as always. Modders would have to send you the link though, but if you want to stay in chat, that's fine. Duke says good day, SMT. Joe says good morning, afternoon, and evening to all. Hello, Joe. Gary says, I'm in the chair and on the air. Good evening, Mr. Marley. For some reason, I've got an image of him sat there as in like a news reporter now, but in one of those really shiny suits.
Yeah.
Because he's in Korea. It just says, bear with us, technical issues. That's an understatement. Graham says, hello all, are we well? Yes.
Yes, we're fine.
Thank you very much. Duke says, I'm all lubed and ready, Mikey. Ooh. Ooh. Gary says, good day, Joe. How is the weather there? And he says, Mr. Graham, greetings. Joe, hot but cool front coming in tomorrow with a bit of needed rain. Slightly cooler Wednesday night and Thursday. Ian says, you're here. No intro. Duke says, I can hear you. John says, first we heard was, where's the sound? Go. Joe says, man, that Yamaha Virago takes me back to some good times when I was young. Great looking bike. Great choice, Tiff.
Thank you. I did like the look of it when I was in Wonderland Models. And it was on sale.
Yeah. Graham says, so not a technical issue, just a user input error. Yes.
Yeah.
And because normally I would sort all that stuff out just before we go live. But obviously me and Modders were having a very serious chat. John says, lubed and subscribed. Guy says, just drive it like you stole it. Go, go, go. Ian says, laugh out loud, seamless. Graham says, cute furball. I mean, Willow, not Mikey.
She is rather adorable.
Jim says, hello from a windy and rainy Chicago. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
He says, greetings to all the usual suspects in chat. And he says, hello, good morning, Jim. Good day, Duke, Gary, and John. And Jim says, Joe, we are finally getting much needed rainfall after a long dry spell. Had a dust storm blow through the southwest counties and through downtown Chicago last week. Ooh. And we are caught up with a chat. Woohoo. And we're not even 10 minutes in on the second run. Right.
Yeah.
What we need is a big clapperboard that goes, and action. Kevin says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Kevin.
Morning, Kevin. Well, afternoon.
We'll go on to cam down now. Desk cam.
Yeah. I mean, you can get those clapperboard.
Yeah.
It's very tempting to see how much they are.
Yeah. What I want to do is, you know, I've got that wall behind me.
Yeah.
And then I got a flag to my left. Well, that flag's there because that's an alcove next to the chimney breast, and it's got a set of it's got shelving rack in there, like a pine set of shelves with just loads of stuff on it. So I've put the flag over it just to cover it up. But what I'd love to do is like blanket all off up to the end of the chimney breast.
Yeah.
Maybe get a backdrop or something that goes from the wall to the far side of the chimney breast, so that I've got like one solid background.
That'd be good.
But it's whether I can bother doing it and whether it's worth the expense.
I was gonna say, weren't you wanting to make like move Morgie's room and then make the current one like an art room kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well, if it's big enough, because obviously you're going to be doing it for Kaylee. If it's big enough, we'd share the room. One side yours, one side Kay's.
Yeah. I think I was measuring it, and I think it's about the same size as this room, so it'd be pointless doing it. And it gets really hot in there.
Fair enough.
I mean, it would be cool. It'd be cool as in good, but yeah. Chat's quiet now. We scared everyone off.
We got 12 in.
Yeah. Right. How do you connect this bloody swing arm? I don't know, Chuck. There we go. Okay. Right. Rear struts. The rear swing arm. Rear struts.
Only thing I hear about brush painting is sometimes the hairs come out of the bloody brush and stick onto your model.
Yes.
And then you can't get them off.
You.
Also doesn't help that I've got a cat who likes to get into everything.
Well, yes. There is that.
She's currently on my jigsaw board.
Cats do not make good scale modelers.
No. She's currently on my lying on my jigsaw board. So I'm going to have to get rid of all the cat hair off of that later. Little bugger. There we go. Fortunately, she's one of these cats where she's too adorable and you can't stay mad at her. Even though she screams the house down at 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Right.
The way my flat is, because I've got a first floor flat, I've got like one set of stairs that goes up, and then you turn and there's another set. But on that middle landing bit, there's a window. Yeah. She will sit there and cry at the leaves that are rolling around outside in the breeze. Honestly.
Bless her.
Alicia doesn't go mental at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No.
She just cries for about 10 minutes and then comes and cuddles into
I
bed.
remember when I lived with my ex, she had a cat. And she always used to leave the bedroom door open. And one night, we had a shelf above our bed. And one night, the cat jumped off the shelf and landed on my face. I didn't even think. I just grabbed all of it and just threw it across the room. I was like, whoops. So it was, thud. Cat went flying. Graham says, too adorable and can't stay mad at her. I have a daughter like that. Gary says, wearing a suit, I'm copying Richard Branson. No ties, no suit, joggers, not shoes. Laugh out loud, very casual here. The whole staff are the same, very relaxed, looking for mischief. Haha. D2. Let's see. So, crew. Oh, see. That's D. There you go. Duke says, sorry that I couldn't write anything, Mike. He had to do some work. How? No problem. Really messy. How dare you get distracted? Marley says, rainfall's bad here. The river's flooded, bridge underwater at both ends. Half the town's evacuated. We're in a watch and act area. Luckily, we purchased a house on top of the hill. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Just make sure you don't go paddling, John.
Yeah.
So that would not be good. No. That goes there, like that. Yeah. There we go. Oh, wow. Rainfall predicted for another week yet. Wow.
Oh, dear.
It's a good job you bought that mansion. It's a good job you bought the mansion, isn't it, John? All those poor people down at the bottom of the hill are stuffed.
Yeah.
Matthew says, hi all. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew.
Graham says, rain, what's that? Haven't seen it in Fife for about 6 weeks. Farmers have started watering crops already. Yeah.
Wow.
We've not had a lot of rain here, to be honest, which is unusual for Wales.
No, we've had a bit of fog, and like mist, but that's about it. We've not actually had any rain.
One thing I'm starting to get fed up with is bloody the car getting dusty.
Yes.
With all the dust in the breeze and stuff.
But it's worse here because I live in the middle of nowhere. It's all like back roads and stuff. Which makes it worse. Because it's all the roads that the farmers use to get to their fields.
Yeah. See, we're just far enough up the coast that we're on the estuary, so we're just far enough up the coast so that the sea breeze doesn't get us too much. So we don't get a lot of salt in the air and things. But because there's nothing between us and the sea, we tend to get a lot of the dust and stuff, like the sand carried in the wind and stuff.
Yeah.
Really annoying because if we don't have rain, you can't wash the car all the time. I mean, I washed it the other morning, and within the next day, it was covered in bloody dust again.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I gave up washing Sonic's car. Especially when he's
Gary says, John, you're not in Sydney then. Where? Newcastle? Raymond Terrace?
It's Newcastle he's in, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's about as much as I know.
John says the poor people down the hill, the groundskeepers, haven't been seen for a while. Lazy sots. Yep, Rainbow. Graham says Brits complain about dust. I can hear Marley laughing from here. Chicken Goo One says, "Are you a furry?" Well, that's a bit random, isn't it?
Yeah, but no.
Not sure what that's about. Ooh, I need to clear them bits up. Right. D12. I think that's got to be one of the strangest questions I've been asked. Are you a furry?
I mean, you are furry, but you're not a furry.
Oh, the thumbnail. 2 dragons on bikes. No, one's a dragon and one's a bat. They're like cartoon avatars.
Yeah, they're basically representative.
Yeah. So on my intros and thumbnails and stuff, each of the people that take part in the different builds has their own characters. So, like, mine's a dragon because I'm Welsh. Modders has a bat.
Because I'm a
Gary Morris has a lion because he's English. Waitrose has a chimp because his job in the armed forces was he was a rock ape. Marley has a kangaroo because he's Australian. Duke says, John, you'll have all the kangaroos and wallabies coming up to live with you on the high ground. It'll be happy hunting season for John then.
Yeah.
He can just drive around the street, drive up and down the street, take them all out. With a crazed look in his eye. Gary says, Raymond Terrace area is pretty flat. Not been there in decades. The 11 outside. Gray says, Duke, John will be saving fuel then.
Well, yeah, because it means it doesn't have to go miles or kilometers, to find one. I'll be taking refuge in fact, he won't even need the car. They'll be taking refuge in his back garden.
Yeah.
You can just go out with a baseball bat, cricket bat.
Not that you're condoning animal cruelty or anything.
No, not at all.
Not that you're encouraging people to go clubbing seals and things.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Not at all.
Because we are a nation of animal lovers over here.
Yes. Right.
Oh, crap. Tweezers. Be helpful. All right.
This is the only bad part about bloody silver bits, chrome bits. You just scrape the chrome plating off where you need to stick it.
There you go. So, what's everyone working on whilst we're watching? Whilst you're watching? Or listening? Whatever you're doing. One of the things I like about doing this stream is I actually get some modelling done.
Yeah. It's more chill than the other streams.
Yeah. Relaxed. It's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I could do a stream this chilled 4 days a week.
No.
I like having the excitements and things.
Yeah. But it's a nice change of pace.
Yes, it is. Some quality time with modders.
Yeah. It actually gives me time to be at the bench as well and do stuff. So I've been quite busy recently. Yeah. With family stuff. Not really had much time at the bench. I finished that Titanic yesterday though.
Yeah, that came out well, didn't it?
Yeah. Lights up really nicely as well. I just have to find space for it.
It's problem with modelling, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got that divan bed base that I need to sort out. But I've got all my Warhammer models are on my bookcase in the studio. I'm gonna put them into storage drawers.
Yeah.
So then I've got space on my bookcase.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Duke says, I used to have a kangaroo farm. It didn't work out too well. I think I must have planted them too deep. Very good, Duke. Ian says, Ruffle. Hobby Time says, hi, guys. Hi, Hobby Time.
Hi, Hobby Time.
And Duke says, I'm replanning my diorama build. I keep thinking up better scenes. Well, with you all doing this, I'm breaking out my Ayoshima XJ400 that I put away because I was lost, but hopefully I have a clear mind to work on it once again. Yeah, right. Well, good luck with it. And don't forget, you can post pictures up in the Discord.
Indeed.
So we can see your progress. Gary says, not a baseball bat, a 12-gauge shotgun, snakes, rats, bogans. Laugh out loud. We do have a modelling room at work. Lots of VIPs call in with model kits. They say it's very relaxing. Yeah. That's pretty cool, actually. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish when I worked with other people that they'd done stuff like that. Those companies I used to work for, if you came back from your break 1 minute late, they'd bloody sack you. A-holes. Graham says, I was looking at the build I want to do for Telford. The Airfix 172nd Phantom FG1, the number of stencils on it is insane. I think I'll be doing the Black Mike scheme to avoid doing them. Hell yeah.
Don't blame you.
You. Don't blame you at all. Okay, so whilst the glue's drying on that.
I will admit, I like these few tweezers.
I like my curved tweezers. They're my favourite. How sad is that? I have favourite tweezers. Well, that's such a scale modeler thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah. These are new ones that I bought. Because my pink ones were just not good.
These are AK ones.
But these have got like, they're slightly different. So I've got these ones here that are actually flat.
Yeah.
They've got like a bit of a wider top on them.
A rounded.
Yeah.
A rounded tip. Which doesn't sound sexual at all.
No, not at all. Then I've got like longer ones and stuff. Ones with a bigger point on.
Yeah. So that. Oh no, brake disc needs to go first. Obviously, dickhead. Come on, dickhead. Joe, I think this is going to be a pretty short series.
Maybe.
Because other than painting, there's not a lot in terms of build work, is there?
Not really. I think mine might take a bit longer than yours, just because I've got all these chrome pieces.
Yeah, I've got loads of chrome pieces as well. But I think the problem is because I'm more experienced than you as well. I can work a bit quicker and concentrate on the chart at the same time. That's one reason why I said I'd concentrate on chat, because I can do both.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying I'm a better modeler or anything. Just more experience.
Even if you did, I'd agree with you. You've been doing it a hell of a lot longer than I have.
I've only been doing it for 2.5 years, you know. Full time, anyway. I used to do it when before I got married, when I was living at my dad's, I couldn't sleep at night. I'd make a scale model or something now and again. But yeah, I wasn't really taking it serious. I just had a little toolbox with some paints and stuff in.
Before, like, because I didn't even know about this channel for a while. Before I learned about it, I was literally only building like Warhammer. I wasn't doing this kind of like side of the scale modeling.
Yeah,
but I'm finding I'm enjoying this a lot more than I did the Warhammer.
Yeah, I think a big part with this type of scale modeling is the building. You're literally creating something out of random, seemingly random parts.
Yeah.
Duke says, I'm also working really hard. What's that? The boss doesn't watch the stream. I'm hardly working. Gary says, my staff love working here. Trying to convince them to go home can be a challenge. I'm here up to 18 hours a day, but then have to fly off and gone for days. Yeah. Sounds like a good business, good company. Duke says, you guys will have to make a hot rod each next. Ooh, well, we've already got a planned build for the next one. It's going to be me and John again on the next one. But what we can do is alternate between you and John so you both get a break.
Yeah.
I think if John's up with that.
I'll have to see what I've got. Because I know like the cars and the bikes and stuff can be quite expensive.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, isn't it, with doing bikes and things. David says, hi all, back now, so looking at the bike, now the front forks. Nice. Yeah, we were discussing it. You said that your grandson's 35. That means he's only 2 years younger than me, and he's 5 years older than Modders.
Yeah.
Not that I'm telling anyone how old Modders is.
I'm not ashamed to say I'm 30. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. John says, where I live is the confluence of two major rivers, the Hunter and the Williams. It's not uncommon when you have 50 to 70 millimeters of rain each day for 2 weeks. Airport, Pacific Highway, and rail closed. So you're cut off from civilization. Oh, in fact. Just a thought. If I put that on there, I don't need to glue it in.
Mikey's thinking.
I just thought the brake disc is like a key fit thing on there, so it won't turn. Now, if I put, because the strut goes on next, so if I put the strut on, I don't need to glue the brake disc on.
Which means the wheels will turn. Does that one come with a stand?
The kickstand, yeah. So that's the wrong one. That's that one. So that goes through there like that, just like that, and into there like that, just see. And then that one goes onto there, just like that. And then that goes onto there, just like that. Now I just need a bloody screwdriver. Oh, why are they always flat bladed? I hate flat blade screwdrivers. I use my Swiss Army.
It's a bit unusual because they're normally Is it Phillips?
Like
the star-shaped ones.
Yes.
Yeah. I think what are mine? Well, these ones are flat as well. Does yours come with a screwdriver or not?
No, not that I might have done, but I don't know.
No. My the Ducati one came with a little screwdriver. This one doesn't.
I've got plenty anyway. I mean, the one on my Swiss Army knife's doing the job fine.
Yeah. I'll have to get my precision set out because I don't have any on my normal screwdriver that's that small.
Wind that a bit. Because that's not quite gone on straight. So what I shall do is glue or clip that one.
There's got to be an easier way to get this chrome stuff off.
Yeah, there is. Put some tet on it first. And scrape it off. Tet dissolves it, doesn't it? Dissolves the stuff.
I'll have to get some because I don't have any.
You don't have any Tamir extra thin?
No. I don't use it.
Oh.
I use the contactor.
You heathen.
Everyone has their own preferences, Mikey.
Yeah. Doesn't make you any less of a heathen.
That is your opinion.
Yes. And it's my channel, so I'm entitled to it. Unless, of course, it conflicts with YouTube guidelines. There we go. Right. That's better. Okay. Right. Now I can get that screwed in properly. Draw like this. Does that make life a bit easier? David said, yeah, laugh out loud. Skip John says, crap, need emergency red wine. Because you're not going to have a bright pink nose, are you, John? Duke says, yes, Tiff, there aren't too many starter sets for hot rods.
No.
Graham says, are you not drilling out the holes on the discs, Mikey? At that small, is there any point? I mean, I can do. I mean, it's got plenty of holes in it anyway. I'll zoom in a sec. Gary says that Airfix FG1 kit, yes, billions of decals. I've 11 of the kits awaiting building. Hasegawa kit's nowhere near as many decals. We'll be leaving Wednesday evening for Australia for 2 weeks. Ooh. David says mine does. Duke says you'll need the Channel 7 chopper to come around to do an emergency drop, John. And John says 2, right? Ian says, what? Who else doesn't use TET? Guy says, I've seen boats in driveways at the terrace and wondered why so many. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, oh. Else if I have the right one.
Yeah,
too thick.
It would.
Oh, God damn it. What's the point of a bloody micro screwdriver set? The screwdriver bits are too big. That's just unhelpful. So no, that didn't make it any easier.
Oh.
I know I've got more in there somewhere. That's the probably drive. Aussie drive. Oh, shit.
Right.
That's a positive drive. That's an engineer just go in there. So that's nice. Oh, bugger. Let's try this little set. Actually,
For some reason, they've made these super complicated. If you look, there's 2.5.
Yeah.
2.6, 2.7, 2 of 8, and 2 of 9.
What is one not the exploded view of the other?
I have no idea.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Right, so those bits are done for now.
Very good. There you go. Tires the right way. Wait a minute, is it? No, it's on the wrong way. No, it's not. That way. Yeah. There's plenty of holes in it anyway, in the brake discs.
Yeah, my brake discs don't have any holes in. They're just solid ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can be bothered to drill them all out.
Yeah. David says, got 3 Tamiya thin, quick dry, and normal. Also a contactor tube when needed. Now I'm out of focus. There you go. Duke says, Tiff, just get some airbrush cleaner. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Jim says, love my Tamiya airbrush cleaner, extra thin cement. Yeah, I've been trying to get some of that, but I can't find it. Because it's the same stuff. Ian says, when I got my first BT... Well, the Tamiya extra thin bottles are 40ml and they're about £9 odd. A Tamiya airbrush cleaner bottle is 250ml and it's £8 odd. And they're exactly the same stuff. There's just because they're both made with acetone and butyl acetate.
Yeah.
It's just that one of them has a 49-51 mix and one has a 50-50 mix.
Yeah.
So technically, the airbrush cleaner probably work actually a little bit better because it'll dry faster. Ian says, when I got my first BT's pointy glue applicator, same as the contactor bottles, I was blown away by the ease and precision. You just point it anywhere and it does the rest. Yeah. Graham says, I foolishly drilled out the holes in my R1. One of those things that you wish you hadn't started. Photos on the Discord, creative project showroom. My cousin had an R1. He put it through a wall.
Oh, God.
The day before he was due to do his riding test. Oh,
I remember you saying, yeah.
Gary says, West Sydney company Icky Sticky sells large refill bottles of standard fast-drying plastic model kit glues. Enough to refill 3 Tamiya-sized glue bottles for a third of the price. Yeah. You can make your own because acetone is just what they use in nail varnish remover. Butyl acetate is what they use instead of acetone in acetone-free nail varnish remover. So if you mix the two, then it's Tamiya extra thin.
I mean, I would, but I don't want to invalidate my tenancy agreement.
What? Having nail varnish remover in the house?
Large amounts of it, yeah.
No, you just get one bottle of each. You think about it. If you got like a 250ml bottle, that'll make you half a litre of glue. If you got 250ml bottle of each.
I suppose.
And it costs you about £2.
To be fair, the last that lived here before me had a nail business out of here. So
yeah,
I'm sure it won't be too bad.
Yeah.
I've got stupid rules in my tenancy agreement.
Well, it's not just your tenancy agreement. If you tell your home insurance company that you do scale modeling, they put the insurance up because of the chemicals.
Yeah.
And glues and stuff. Oh, shit.
I mean, that's something I don't have.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that on air.
It's not like anyone knows where I live.
Well, no. Gary says, not always available to the general public in Australia. Ooh, coffee. Right, E25. There's E. What the hell? Oh, it's that other piece, isn't it? Dickhead. It's this piece here. Let's move down a bit so you can see what I'm actually doing.
No, I'm going to do the same on my camera then.
Let's put a bit of paint on that. That one.
I can never sit forward for too long because with my back and that.
Yeah.
So obviously when I'm leant backwards, no one can see what I'm doing.
Ow. Yeah.
Careful.
I just closed the thing on my knife but closed it on my thumb. Which is kind of stupid.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, who are you calling stupid?
You.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off since it's you.
Right.
Believe it or not, folks, when I'm not on air, I'm actually a really quiet, sensible person. Generally.
I will agree.
I just... Ooh. Oh. Couldn't lift my leg up there. There you go. Right. I think scale modeling just brings out the sort of fun, childish side of me a little bit. Instead of the serious, tired, and stressed side of me.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It means you're relaxed.
Yeah. Relaxed and in good company.
No. I wouldn't say I was good company, but there you are.
Well, you've been my friend for over 5 years. Well, 4 years now, so.
God, has it been that long already?
Years.
Wow. Doesn't feel that long.
No. Does not. Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That means you were 26 when we first started talking and that. You were young.
I'm trying to sound old now.
Yes. You make out I'm old, so why not? I'm only 7 years older than you.
That's very true.
I mean, it's only two. If I was 2 years older, then it'd be the same age gap between me and you as there is between me and John at the minute. I wonder if John. I wonder if John's floated off out the garage now because he's gone quiet.
That O'Brien's told him if he doesn't get off the stream, then he's getting locked out the bedroom again.
Oh, crap. I just realised. That's what's on backwards. No, it's not. Wait a minute. What? It is. That's on backwards. Oh. Luckily, I realised before it's fully stuck.
Apparently he's doing some rigging. Which is why he's so quiet. Which is not like John.
No. He's only quiet when he's not on the stream.
If he wants to join us, he's welcome to.
Yeah. I think he's probably trying to concentrate, though, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he doesn't want to put the rigging on backwards.
Now, that would be funny.
It would be.
Right, that's the front forks done. There you go. Jim says sticky products are good stuff. John says he's still here. He's just rigging. Ian says, I've not seen anywhere promote Icky Sticky in the UK, and Mr. Hobby's leveling thinners is hard to get hold of here. So I bought Man's Magic leveling thinner. Yeah, I think Icky Sticky is quite hard to get hold of over here. Gary says, council regulations limit flammable liquids to 100 litres. I blend my own aviation fuels as they are not commercially available, i.e. 130 octane, 150 octane. Wow. Graham says, age is a mindset. I'm 54 going on 12. Yeah, why not? John says he's happy to join us. Cool. Do you want to send him the link, Modders?
I just have on Facebook.
Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you.
I do try.
Yeah. Jim says, I think avoiding marriage and a family has preserved my youthful good looks. Oh, I saw a picture of a guy yesterday. Last night I was watching a video about a guy that was nicknamed. Have you ever watched the TV program Boondocks?
No.
It's like an adult animation thing, and there's a character in it called Booty Warrior, and it's based on an actual guy who's in prison. Count Dankula did a video about him, and that's what I was watching last night. And he put a picture up, and it looked like Jim, but in blackface. I was like, "What the hell? That's just trippy."
I do need to catch up on his video.
I actually rewound it. I was like, "No, I can't be right." But yeah. Boom. Hey, Marley.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. Hello. Thank you for the invite.
It's all right.
It's all right. Duke says, John might be off singing somewhere in the garage.
Oh, I like you. Yeah.
Dave said, think he wanted to pull his hair out yesterday looking at the rigging on the SE5A. And he looked at the rigging on the Albatross, so just thinking about it.
You didn't put the rigging on your Albatross, did you, Mikey?
How are you getting on, John?
Yeah, I'm nearly there, actually. So, in the front view.
Wow.
You can see it's sort of getting there.
Lovely.
So, yeah, so each of the ones that go upwards and outwards are double lines. So there's 4 lots of them on each wing, plus the 2 that come down the other way, and 2 on the outside, and there's 8 on the center. It's, big lot there. It's yeah. So all I've got left is the ones that go up to the middle of the wing on the port side. The only 4 that are left, apart from the cross frame and the trestle. So I'm getting there. I've been doing dribs and drabs. I'm not singing so much. I'm just sort of like holding my tongue at a certain angle.
Do I have it? Oh, I do have it.
And hello to all in chat.
Yeah.
Come on.
There you go. Silver, blue, 14. All right. Okay. So, other than getting your life jacket on, what have you been up to today, John?
Oh, sorry, busy. Crikey. Oh, it's funny how you hold your breath when you're trying to do something, eh? Yeah, nothing really. Just Oh, I watched. Oh God. So there was a mention the other day, I think, on this stream about Duran being the baddie in Barbarella. So I went back and watched Barbarella. What a waste of time that is. It's a bloody movie.
I don't know. I don't think it
Jane
was.
Fonda an award, Lifetime Achievement Award. They should have taken it back off her. It's just awful. Mind you, it wasn't really her fault. It was, I think, the original French cartoon or comic series. Just atrocious.
Not a fan then, John.
No, like the reviews I've read saying, "Oh, it starts off all right, the first couple of scenes, and it gets crap from there." And then other reviews are saying, "Yeah, after the first scene, it's just not worth watching." I just thought, well, that's it. Yeah. Mind you, like Sam Brown, the chick who sang "Stop" years ago, had a song called "Mindworks," and in that she recreates the opening scene from Barbarella. It's a much better job. Music's better as well.
There we go. Official review from John.
Yep.
Has now become the resident film critic.
Oh, I've always been critical of things.
Well, as long as it's not hippo at the beginning of it, it's fine.
Hippo?
Yeah. Hypocritical.
Oh. Oh, God. Must be an easy way of doing this.
There is. Just don't do it.
Once I get this side on it, the other side.
Jim says, Albatross.
Yeah. Albatross.
David says, wow, that looks good now. He also said David Ho. So I don't know what to make of that. David says, yes, Jim, the D3. Jim says, Spider-Man would have made an excellent employee for rigging aircraft during the Great War. Jim says, does it come with wafers? David says, lol.
Of course it doesn't come with wafers. It's a seabird.
Gary says, yeah. Gary says, my family life is great. Granddaughter is aging me, though. I'm coming up on 68 and still think like a 25-year-old.
Yes.
I don't think us blokes ever grow up, really. We just act like we've grown up because we have to.
Yeah, I know.
Would you agree with that, John?
Like they've grown up.
Like a grown up.
Oh, John, that's what I was going to ask you. With talking before about future builds on the Tuesdays.
Yeah.
We know what we're building next. Do you want to, so that you get a break on Tuesdays, do you want to do it like me and Tiff do a build and for a few weeks, then me and you do a build, and then go back to me and Tiff and swap over, so you're getting breaks?
Well, you could if you like. Yeah. So Bron came out to the lounge earlier when I was watching this at the start. She said, I thought you were doing a stream. I said, oh, no, got a break on Tuesday. She said, oh, you can still keep going. I thought, oh.
You have permission now, John.
Well, I never asked for permission or anything. I just assumed that she didn't want me to do it.
Yeah.
And now you have permission.
See? Assumption is the mother of all effort. When she said that, did she just see like a cloud of dust in the shape of John and then hear a door slam at the other end of the room?
Well, I'm now in the garage.
Yeah. Like a cartoon sketch.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Read. So that's the front. Right, what's the next colour on there? Number 6, which is green. Do I have a bright green?
Right.
I know what I can do. Put silver colour down. And then do clear green on top of it. Apparently Dave was just about to say that. I'm surprised not on the stream. Oh, I have Tuesdays off. You still do a shot. Okay.
Oh, it didn't stick around to hear me finish my sentence.
Yeah. Well, she just as he goes past on his hog.
His little moped.
Oh, them's fighting words. Mind you, I was at a scout camp in Bendigo years ago, and you know, I'd rode from Melbourne on the scooter up there with Tom as my onion, right? Because we only had one car then, and Bron needed to get somewhere. And when I was leaving, I had to go early, like about midday Sunday, to make it to my father's birthday party thing. It's a surprise birthday party. So the last thing I did, like when we were heading off from the car park and they're all starting a new activity, I hit the horn on the left-hand sort of throttle to, throttle handlebar to say goodbye.
Yeah.
I regretted it straight away. Oh, and everyone's looking around and just laughed, and I just went, oh, at least, I'm wearing a helmet. Nobody can see how embarrassed I am.
I'm sure there's a scene in a comedy film or something, and the guy's riding a scooter and he's sat with his back bolt upright. Mr. Bean movie, where he's riding the scooter on it down the road in his little suit and everything.
I can't remember that one.
Let's have a look. I'll see if I can find it now. Mr. Bean's Holiday, that's it. There you go. Turn the brightness up. There it is. Focus. Focus. There we go, John. Oh. Don't like it. There you go. With your big, long, gangly legs.
Yeah. Some would say mine's infinitely more manly than that. Some wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it manly.
Oh. It is a genuine Italian scooter. It's Piaggio, so give me some.
Piaggio.
Bear with me, I've got a call.
Yeah. So there you go. Duke says, John, can you explain how you were attaching your rigging?
With great skill and cunning. Okay. So what I had done, let me just chop off a couple of little.
Should we zoom in on you so we can see what you're
Well,
doing?
there's not much to see, because I'm not going to be able to have it in the best position for the camera probably. But just cut that off. So what I'm doing generally is this has I don't know if you can see under the wing. Let's see if I can focus on the center of the wing there. All right, so at this point here, there's two little indents, right? Two little holes, and that's where they attach. You can see them here. So what I try to do is, I these are little just dimples in it just doesn't have an upper and lower wing half. It's just one bit of plastic. So I drill partially into the wing, not too deep, but that's like a 0.4 mil drill. And then what I tend to do is just flood that area with a little bit of just generic, what do they call it in the Lego movie? Craggle.
I don't know.
Crazy glue. And
funnily enough, I've never watched the Lego movie.
Why is that twisted around the pedo probe? Oh yeah, no, it's just loose. So I've got two there that'll go down to that front bit there. So they're embedded in the wing, and then simply so the forward ones on this side, I put a spot of glue there, but then I continued it down to the bottom of the trestle there.
Yeah.
But the next one, yeah, I'm just basically, filling up the indent with super glue.
Message from Jim.
Dipping the end of the easy line in it, which is just like an elastic.
Yeah.
And if it sets, it is a close thing, then drag it to the next point. Have it longer than it has to be if you need to, but it's stretchy anyway. And just a lot of it is just holding it close to where it's got to be. A lot of it's not perfect, but it's not bad. What I don't like is the color. Like you can't get this in black or silver, as far as I'm aware. You can get stupid colors like blue and red and stuff because I guess it's for making clothes and whatnot. So yeah, it's just when I say skill and cunning, a lot of it sort of is, but it does. It does work out all right, getting there.
Yeah.
So the next step, once all these are on, then all that remains is putting on the exhaust pipes, which I couldn't have put on first because the lines have been in the way. They go under the exhaust pipe. And just little bits and bobs. See the Lewis gun on the upper wing and stuff. So I'm not too far off. In fact, I might hopefully be finished the rigging in half an hour. We shall see.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it. But
Nice.
I can't do it for too long because it is. I find I don't breathe when I'm sort of holding my breath to line something up or whatever. It is fiddly. So I need to get away from the bench every so often to breathe again.
Jim says, suggestion for a Tuesday build, pick a model or subject you would never even think of attempting. Well, like I said, we've got the next one planned, and me and John are both really looking forward to it.
Here we are.
Yeah. And Ian says, like a wooden ship, Jim? No, not doing one of them alive. We'll be here forever.
Yeah.
Jim says, bingo. I mean, I would make a ship, just not a wooden one because it'd take too long. We try and keep this each series to like 12 episodes ish, 12 streams ish. TBG says, hi everyone. Hello, TBG.
There's a guy called Ron Calverley. I think he's in. I think he's either in Canada or the United States. And he's building a ship, and he's up to episode, I think it's 2,300 or so of the same build. Seems like a nice chap. He's very, very good. And a lot of it is just him waxing lyrical about any subject, really. It's not always just a build, but he's got good number of followers, like thousands of them.
Yeah. But that's why we can't really do a wooden ship on here, because it just wouldn't work for us, the way we do stuff on here. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to build a wooden ship, but I just haven't got that amount of time or space.
Wow, hasn't stopped me yet.
So, hello, Teebs.
Neither. Hello, Teebs.
Jim says, "Dear John, get on with it." And of course, I say that with all due respect. Gary says, 2 bikes in garage, 200cc scooter, nippy in soul traffic. The horn sounds like a cat being run over. Suzuki GSX 1400 for blasting up the mountain roads. Twin horns that are deafening.
Oh, bloody hell. 1400. Crikey. It's a monster.
Big old bike. TVG says, I'm waiting for John to realise he's glued the rigging on upside down.
Yeah, not wrong. It was like, it was a big tangle earlier today. I was just trying to get it all apart. I had to make my own mud map about where they're going because the instructions weren't that clear, but let's get in there.
Yeah.
We've got to get in there somehow with a paintbrush and paint different colours. Bloody hell. Yeah, it's a lot more complicated. It's probably double the rigging than the Camel. Yeah.
John, TBD says, he's built 4 ships and a U-boat. 5th one he'll get done. I do have, actually, a U-boat to build. I got the Revel, I think it's the Revel, Mark 9 U-boat to build at some point. That'd be cool.
You do you.
I think that'd be one where when I play. Well, I think that's one where I'd have to sort out the top of my bookshelf before I did it, so that I could put it on top of the bookshelf. Duke says, "Where do you get your references for rigging your planes, John?" In the instructions, I think.
Yeah, they are. So here, in this one, there's two sheets. So all the blue lines are the rigging, and you can see that there. That's looking down. So what you can't see on one wing, you can hopefully see on the other. But then they invert the view and have it going the other way. But what it didn't help me with was these ones here. So for instance, that one goes down from the cabane strut and then probably behind the engine block. I couldn't see where that went. So looking at the other photo, you think, well, where does it go? Because that's it, the one that forms the cross brace with the thing. So yeah, I just looked up a YouTube video, walk around of an SE5A replica, and I was just drawing notes, like mapping. So this one goes there, and this one there, and all that stuff. Yeah, but generally the instructions are good enough.
Oh, that reminds me. Aussie Gary sent me an email last night. I've now got his email address for you, John.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So I shall pass it on to you all.
Thank you.
I did see it last night, but it was about 2-3 in the morning when I saw it, Gary.
Oh, that's fine.
And at that time, I was like, yeah, I'm not replying to anyone.
Don't blame
you. You're weak.
I was too busy watching Count Dankula.
What?
Jim says, Ron Calverley, eh?
Count Dankula?
Yes.
Yeah.
It reports on reports on news stuff around here, but it does it in a really fun kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah, and he does like disaster videos and things like that.
And then he's got, what is it, Count Dankula 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Jim says Ron Calverley is located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. He has built many 1/200 scale warships over the 2,000 plus episodes.
Oh, there you go. No,
you know what? I don't even know how many.
Yeah, I
We are
think from
steaming
what I
through these.
understand, I think he lost his wife, and as a distraction, he started doing this and just turning on YouTube and stuff like that. And yeah, he seems like a hell of a nice guy. Well, he is. He's Canadian.
Well, on Thursday's episode will be our 200. Oh, will be the channel's 250th video.
Wow.
Lots of
And
singing.
only about
no
No.
airstrikes.
I think only about 9 of them are actual videos. Most of them are live streams.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours.
Well, 250 times 2 for 2 hours each.
It's not 250 times 2. It's a couple of videos as well. 1, 2, 3.
It'll class shorts in there as well, Mikey, I think.
Yeah, 15 videos. Yeah, it will. 15.
Okay.
So 207 live streams we've done. So 414 hours at least, because we've done 3 hours. That's a lot of time together. Jim says, "Oh, I just read that one. Stupid boy." Graham says, "Why do you do that to yourself, John?"
I do enjoy it. I find it challenging, you know. So yeah, it can be frustrating on occasion, but only when I break the wing off or put it backwards or cover myself in silver paint or whatever. But generally, I do it because I want to, while I can, because there's going to be a point where I can't see without these magnifiers anymore. But there's going to be a point when, you know, I won't be able to do it anymore, and I might as well enjoy it while I can.
Yeah. Arthritis and all the usual pensioner stuff kicks in.
I just think these are more interesting than grey jets, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
To my mind.
I totally agree. They are more interesting. What shade of grey did you use this week, John? Well, I used this grey, which is slightly greyer than this grey.
Yes. Not the medium sea grey. I went for the dark sea grey, but I added a bit of medium sea grey to make it lighter sea grey.
Yeah. To make it closer to the medium sea grey.
Yeah. It's just too far off the upper sea grey, so I went for the lower upper sea grey as opposed to the upper lower one, you know? You know.
Yeah. Jim says Ron's U-boat model has a transparent hull and conning tower and is rigged for lighting. Nice. I mean, he also says 250. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Robert says late to the party today. At least I found the stream again. Yeah. Welcome back. Robert says, isn't that a quarter of a millennium? It is 250. Gary says, did message Gary Evans and received a reply. Any of the modelers on your channel, Mikey, are invited to get in contact with me and discuss Korean aircraft, cultural, and music, etc. All right. Well, if you want to, I can post your. If you're happy with me doing it, I can share your email address on the Discord and put a little message there from you. Explain that if people want to discuss it and that, get in touch. Because to me, I'm not really an aircraft guy. So I sometimes build aircraft, but it's not something I go out my way to learn about. I'm more into sort of vehicle history and things. Military vehicles. Kind of. I build anything though. Instructions, where have you gone? I think myself, I was born in the wrong half of the century.
Well, you'd prefer polio and smallpox, would you?
Well, you know, We got to keep the population down somehow, John.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that we're saying that that's why they were happening. We're not starting any conspiracies on here. Oh, dear. I just realised a snafu I made. God damn it.
Oh dear.
What did you do?
You made a mistake. You did a man.
I've just been looking at the forks. What's missing off the forks?
Guy Fawkes? I have
No, what's missing
idea.
off there? Woodguard.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, these won't take too long, will they? Well, you know,
No.
the bicycles.
Yeah. Gary says, yeah, go for it. AAA SIG questions come in from everywhere. There you go. I shall do that for you after the stream.
Lovely. What I'll do with your email address, I'll send you an email after we go off live, and I'll send you the decals for the Mirage 3.0 directly.
Mm.
So I was gonna, yeah. So the from what I understand, Gary, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the rudder Southern Cross in low vis grey and the fin flash of 3 Squadron. Did you need? You said you didn't want roundels, but did you want the? I can send you a couple of serial number stencils, like, you know, A3 and then, you know, numbers 1 to 9 and 0 and stuff. Or do you, whether you need them or not, I can include them.
Yeah, Robert got it right. It was the mudguard that was missing.
Oh.
Jim says the most impressive rigging work on a model I've seen is Steph Caudron's airplane kit. Oh, Steph's Caudron. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he
did well on
won an award.
Yeah, I've not seen him online lately.
Oh, he's been on
Is he
his.
doing
Oh
all
no,
right?
his own channel. Yeah, he's fine. He's just he's building a U-boat, big U-boat.
Yeah, I think it's taken him longer than he expected, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I think he expected to have it done by May, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't say which year.
Isn't he supposed to have it done for Telford?
Well, it's getting auctioned off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once it's built. Because it's massive. June says, I know you missed me. June says, I know you missed me. Yeah, right, dream on. I'm back. We did actually. People were asking where you were yesterday.
Yeah. We got a little bit worried about you
very quiet
with all your polls and stuff.
Yeah. Anne-Marie's, David says, hello, Julian. And Jim says, how about rigging on those massive Handley Page World War I bombers? What a bloody nightmare. Do you know what? I very nearly pulled the trigger on a Gotha, World War I Gotha biplane a few months ago in my local model shop. Have you seen the Gothas?
Oh yeah, massive.
They were the absolutely huge winged bomber planes in World War One. Like even in like 1/48th scale, they'd probably have the same wingspan, if not bigger than a 1/32nd scale albatross. They were huge.
Oh yeah, larger. Model Kit Stuff has done a wonderful build of the Wingnut Wings one, if anybody's interested to see how it turned out. Model Kit Stuff is in Model Kit, one word. Jason.
Yeah, we've got Wingnut Wings planes, haven't we, John? Or models?
No. I did see a guy selling one in Australia today, an SE5A, one of these ones, for 400 Australian dollars. That's £200. Way too much.
200 pence, isn't it? Jim says, Julian, we missed you, mate. Well, at least I did, I think.
I think.
Ian says, I think Steph mentioned June. Ah, there we go. I've not heard of him since we last did a live stream.
No, me either.
He doesn't love us. Ian says, hi, Julian. Oh, sorry?
Says, I'm sure he's just busy. He'll remember us eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me anyway, to be honest. People come and go.
It bothers me, though, because I've got a half-finished kit in the cupboard.
Oh, finish it then. I think it's got to the point now where it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably the point now where it's just like, yeah, it'd be like 1 or 2 episodes, so it's not even worth doing. Right. Gary says, if you're still able to drive to Nora, or Nora, whatever you pronounce it, Nara, we can meet at the museum. If you're going to direct to Melbourne, I can meet anywhere along the Hume Highway, etc. When you email me, I'll send. Right. There you go.
Yeah. Just let me know where you'll be and what dates, and we'll work something out on email.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Jim says, indeed, John, Jason model kit stuff did build a Wingnut Wings Gotha. Jim says, the Gotha bombers in World War I were the reason George V changed the name of the UK royal family at Windsor. The surname Saxe-Coburg Gotha was deemed a bad idea when they were bombing us. Yeah. Jim says, hi, David, Ian, Jim, Stripe Skunk. Right. Now that that's painted, we wait for it to dry. Probably should. Robert says, having not been here at the start, I'm a bit confused. Stream title episode 3, but description says episode 2. Oh, yeah, I can change. I'll change that later. It's just because when I'm setting them up, I copy and paste the descriptions over. I just forgot to change it. That's all. Yeah, I'll change it. Don't worry. Thanks for pointing it out, though. Ooh. Steel. Steel. Robert says, I can't stop. I can stop my eyelid twitching then. Gary says, when you email John, I'll send you back some pictures of a Mirage A36 and 7 A37 was my last Mirage. Be in Nowra Thursday morning on South Coast for a week.
Oh. Well, Thursday this week.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Or could be. I'm sure he said he's going to Australia in 2 weeks. Or no, he's there for 2 weeks, isn't he? So yeah, could be.
We'll find
this
in the email. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll all come out in the wash.
Well, the rain doesn't stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just reminded me I need to put my next load of washing in the washing machine. I've just used the wrong black for that. Never mind.
Oh no. Wrong black of black.
Apparently I was supposed to use a semi-gloss black and I've used the flat black. So it's matte instead of semi-gloss.
Oh, it's all right. That's what varnish is for, mate.
Yeah.
I think I need to clean my palette.
It'll be read.
And Julian says, Robert, never fear, it's not your OCD, it's Mikey's incompetence. Ducks. Oh, mate, you should have seen the beginning of the bloody stream. Jeez. You'd have loved it. Gary says, yes. Julian, look on the bright side. Mikey, I've not mentioned the C word yet. That's fine. Jim says, Julian, that's why I missed your beautiful sense of humor.
I think those two need to get a room.
All right.
Left. All right, so now I've got to figure out how the hell I'm going to get that in. All right. There you go. 1, 2. Yay. There we go.
It's weird.
No, too far.
The clear yellow goes a little bit cloudy as it's drying. It's a bit strange.
How peculiar.
Just a little bit. Right. I'm in the middle of doing the crank house. The crankcase, sorry. Crank house? Crankcase.
Just in the middle of the crack house.
Just rolling up me joint one. What did you do? Well, I spent the day making models in a crack house.
I think that's going to mean something completely different. Where's my pen?
Yeah. Just a little bit. A little bit more. Just a little bit. A little bit more.
Right.
Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more. Gary says, yes, this week and next week, but traveling.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Robert says, clean palette, never. I use 3 disposable ones, otherwise known as medication supply strips. I just when it dries, I can just pop it out, paint out. Gary says, good day, Julian. You was missed. You okay? James says, I think Julian and I would make a great comedy team for the BBC channel. However, Hull and Oldscott is not very catchy. Have to work on a name. Yeah. You can have, Robert says, J&J Jokers. You can have the J Squared podcast.
Mm.
There you go.
I should call it Haltergot.
Haltergot.
Yeah. I like that. That works. Halterneck. Oh, I still got a little bit of coffee, but it'll be cold. Yeah. Not bad. Jim says, Robert, I like that. Like your idea too, Mikey. Even better, Tiffany. Ooh, you got Tiffany. You know it's serious now.
Ooh, I know.
Ooh.
Nobody ever calls me Tiffany. It's Tiff.
Jim does.
Or Modders. Or I sometimes get Oi. Or I get
Love from your grandmother?
Oh no, from my nana I get everyone else's name. But I think that's just the dementia. And and there's so bloody many of us.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah. Because obviously there's like
right,
my mum's kids, then their kids. And my uncle's daughter. So many.
All right.
I need to get some matte varnish at some point.
Oh.
And
yeah, I'm just looking at the clock to see if I have enough time to jump to the booth. I don't.
Quickest way to soak up water is use a dried out wet wipe. Because they're designed to absorb and hold water, hold fluids.
You just remind me I've got my bottle of matte varnish there that I need.
There we go.
That stuff works really, really nicely.
Yeah.
Just a little drop of bottles of varnish that you can actually brush on.
Yeah. I did get a little bottle of matte varnish because I don't use it very often. Comes in little baggies. You know, I reckon if police did raids on Scale Modeler's house, they wouldn't know what was evidence and what wasn't because everything comes in these little plastic baggies.
Yeah. Or if it doesn't come in little baggies, we put them in baggies.
Yeah, I keep them and put them in my drawers because they're handy.
I've got all my earrings and stuff. Instead of having them loose in my jewelry box, they're all in baggies, like pairs in individual bags, because it's just handier than having loose earrings rolling around. Not that I wear earrings very often.
Ooh, hang on. Robert says, fingers twitching 2, stash raided, and Tamir 112, XV 1000 Virago extracted. Nice.
Nice.
Gary says, oh dear, cannot say J squared in Korean. My staff would have heart attacks. You are being watched here by 725 staff, big screen TVs. Well, if you could get them all to subscribe and keep watching, that'd be brilliant.
That's a big audience.
That would be awesome. Yes.
Yeah, so Robert's grabbed the same kit I'm doing.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful bike.
So I think, is this your first proper live model build, Tiff?
Other than the one we did with Steph, yeah.
Nice. Me and John have done quite a few by now.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
just a few.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got in front of my desk, I've got, you know, a tall boy, one of the little wardrobe things. It's like half wardrobe, half drawers. I've got one of them with my telly on because I've got a big flat screen TV in front of my desk so I can watch films and things. But on it, I've got the Whippet that we built on the first live streams we did as the 3 veterans. And I was looking at it last night. I was like, yeah, it just looks so lovely.
It does. Yeah, I had mine. I had looked at mine last week. It's it was a really enjoyable build. Looks great.
Yeah. I need to dust it off, like, but that's like everything in this room. It's dusty. Yeah. That's like, there's a lot of happy memories in these builds. That we do.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs and things.
All right. Now this is the Foster mount. The silvery one is the resin one, the painted gunmetal. And the other one's a plastic one. As you can see, it has a Lewis gun molded to it. But yeah, this one has, I don't know how many parts, probably about 7 or 8 parts. But, admittedly, with all the resin bits and upgrades and stuff, this is one where you can't really tell any difference between the two. Well, you know, if I'd painted them the right color, they'd look pretty much the same. But you know, the gun itself is probably nicer. Probably.
Yeah.
But, you know, this kit, I've thrown every available extra at it. Doesn't look like it. You can't see most of it. It's all on the inside. But what a build! It's fun.
Yeah. Looks it. I've got, I think it's the Revel SE5A to do at some point. Joe says, I don't like the Aoshima directions on this XJ400. The arrows go all over the place, but I think I've figured it out. It took 5 cups of coffee. Yeah, they're not great instructions, are they, these ones? Meaning they're decipherable, but you do have to decipher them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Robert says, actually, I just grabbed one of them. Due to painkillers and eBay, I tend to get more than I need of everything. Nice. Gary says, was 1,500 last Thursday. Might get 5 or 6 interested to subscribe. Well, everyone helps. I do appreciate it. Dieter says, better late than never. Been up to my neck in calls, calculation, and mails. No problems. Glad to have you with us, Dieter.
Yeah.
Julian says, note to self, watch beginning of stream. Yeah, before I crop it down.
Yes.
So I'm cropping it up to the intro.
Seamless.
I'll be cropping like the first 10 minutes of it off. Yeah. It'll look really professional then. Gary says, greetings, Hagrid. I'm about to sign off here. My turn steering a jib camera. Laugh out loud.
You enjoy.
Yeah, look professional until we both burst out laughing.
Yeah.
Within like the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good. It's not your first rodeo.
No.
Or rodeo, however you want to say that.
So do you think Bron's getting used to you just being in garage every night? No, pretty much every night anyway.
Oh, I think she is, yeah.
Maybe she's realizing that it's something you feel that helps you.
Oh, you know.
I don't know. She's finally wanting some more peace.
She wants more kids. Is that what you said?
Peace.
What?
Oh,
What? That's not a conversation for YouTube.
If she wanted more kids, you wouldn't be in the garage right now.
no, not for the next 17 seconds.
Oh, he
anyway.
would. Dieter says, steer clear, Gary.
Yeah, they're all the pieces that go to make
Julian
up a gun.
Says, Julian says, note 2, bribe others to scroll back and save it before Mikey crops it. Well, it's the first 10 minutes, so I said, what we'll do is we'll do an extra 10 minutes on the end of this one. So that it's 2 hours. Yeah. So you could scroll back now and watch the first 10 minutes and still get back just in time for us to finish.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do it. Because I am going to do it because, yeah. Robert says, anybody wants an XS Farrago or 124th Airfix Little Nelly or a Revel Dambusters Lank or two? Ooh. Little Nelly sounds large.
I have no idea what a Little Nelly is.
For 124th as well.
All right, let me Google that.
Yeah, I'm looking at that as well. That sounds interesting. Oh, it's like a gyrocopter thing.
No, it's a race.
It's the 007 auto gyro.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is too.
That thing.
Mm.
That's cool. You like doing stuff like that, don't you?
I'll pass on this one, I think. That is cool. Oh, with little rockets and all that.
Yeah. I haven't got a Lank anymore. I did do a Lancaster. I had it hung from a ceiling, even though I made it when I was like in my 20s. But it just looked cool because the ceiling was white. When I looked up, it just looked like a silhouette of the Lancaster flying overhead because the light was behind it. Yeah. And the ceiling was just plain white. There's no details in it or anything. It was pretty cool. Dieter says, yeah, got the bill off ex-wife's solicitor and it spotted so many errors, I can't let that go as it means a significant difference. Just goes to show what an incompetence there is over there. Yeah. Dieter says, difference of close to 500 euros. Nice try, though. Yeah. Dieter says, Robert, I would like an extra Dambusters. Do you know, that's someone I haven't got in my stash, is a Lancaster. Or Virago. Robert says James Bond auto gyro. There we go. David says James Bond. Julian says, good. I thought you'd just let me see after I joined, but no, I can watch from the beginning. Hurrah! You can.
Yes. I am enjoying this Virago, I will say.
Dieter says, Little Nelly is a helicopter thingy that was used by... Yeah. Is it nice? Is it? I'm looking forward to see when it's done.
Me too.
Robert says, Little Nelly's box is Little Tatty. Julian says, if I recall, Little Nelly is Live and Let Die. And then he says, okay, thanks, Hagrid, wrong film. Robert says, whichever film had Odd Job. Julian says, that was Goldfinger, Robert. Gary says, cheers, everyone. And young to you too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Dieter says, in Die Another Day, it makes a cameo in the basement when Bond and Q walk through the archives, stocked with all gimmicks and equipment used in previous films just before going for the new car. There we go. I haven't watched the Bond films for years.
I've never watched them.
I think I've got Casino Royale on DVD.
It never interested me.
I like Bond films. If I've got free time this afternoon, I might put Star Trek on or something, because I like Star Trek. Dieter says, yep, Goldfinger, Odd Job dies by electrocution. The doctor. It is, but like I said, we'll go on for an extra 10 minutes. Because I fluffed up the first 10 minutes. The actor did suffer a jolt, but held on to make the scene work. Because we fluffed it up.
But you fluffed it.
Yes. To be fair, I was doing very well second time round, and then you burst out laughing. And then I couldn't stop laughing.
I couldn't help it. It was funny.
Giddy little book.
It was funny.
I could see you holding it in.
Trying to, anyway.
Or trying to.
Yeah.
Deet says, was also the first movie to feature the legendary DB5 from Aston Martin. Yeah. Robert says, so why is there a sticker on the box saying, buy Nelly and get a free Odd Job? Drafted painkillers. I think you may be looking at a DVD rather than a kit. Buy Nelly and get a free something. Joe says, I love the old Bonds, especially the one with Southern Sheriff. I live about 10 minutes from where they filmed the boat chase. Secret agents on whose side? My favorite. Nice. It says the figurine came with a limited run of Nelly as it was the most iconic henchman.
Huh.
Yeah. John, do you realize you're out of focus, dude? I wonder how long you've been like
that. Sorry.
There we go. So we're not going to be doing the hoses. The other problem with these instructions is you've got all these hoses and stuff to go on, but it doesn't tell you which one. On the diagrams, it doesn't tell you whether it's the thicker one or the narrow one.
I think I've only got one thing of it. I don't know.
Robert says they're playing with my mind. Dieter says, yep, that was Live and Let Die, and where the chase the sheriff would return in the man with the golden gun when he just happened to be on holidays in Thailand and took Bond along. There we
Yeah,
there we
I've
go.
only got one. I've only got one thickness of it.
Yeah. I might do Virago at some point.
It wasn't too badly priced. I think it was only about 23 quid. Yeah, 23 quid. That was from Wonderland Models, like.
Well, I only got this one because I only got this one because I saw it in the shop. Well, I've not done a motorbike.
Yeah, you said you wanted to do one when you saw me with the Ducati.
Yeah,
I do love that bike.
right.
It was a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
Ducati.
Yeah.
That's what they call a real motorbike, John.
May have deleted the photo. Yes.
Joe says, I'll work on the bike during the day. Glad I started up again. Making progress. Bye all. Take care. See you later, Joe. Have fun, mate.
Cheers, Joe.
Julian says, the only Bond movie I hated was Quantum of Solace. Total crap, in my honest opinion, and not a Bond film as it lacked all the usual aspects, gadgets, girls, opening titles, etc. Just another action. Well, that was the whole point of the Craig Daniels ones, wasn't it? Was it went back to Bond, the original Bond in the books, where there wasn't all the gadgets and stuff like that. Because they decided that it was getting a bit silly with all the gadgets and things. Because it was just getting more and more gadgets and using them all the time. Dieter says, best humour was in Live and Let Die when Felix Leiter spoke to Bond via Leiter in the CIA car. Bond from a genuine Felix Leiter pulling Leiter. Okay. Leiter, pulling the Leiter. There we go. Robert says, I'm not sure that I approved of Woody Allen as Bond.
Oh,
I have no idea.
that's probably my favourite Bond movie.
The
original Casino Royale.
Oh, right, okay. Dieter says, Quantum of Solace helped build up the origin story of Bond greatly, but yes, it meant far less interest into what makes Bond Bond. Aside than drinks, women, and catchy one-liners. Yeah. Dieter says, I was very happy with when Q returned, indeed, Inspector. Robert says, Ducati's always worried me in the bike shop, at least the dry clutch ones, awfully rattly. Yeah, they've always got a metallic knot and sound to them, haven't they? Junior says, if I recall, the sheriff was J.D. Culpepper, acted by Jackie Gleason. Best line ever, when J.D. saw the bridge was out. You ain't thinking. Bond replied, I sure am, boy. There you go. Graham says, Craig Daniels, was he Paul's brother? I think he meant Daniel Craig. Yeah, that's who I meant. Daniel Craig. I should know that because he's from Cheshire. It's only up the road from us. Stupid boy. Right, so. Right. I'm going to put this rear swing arm on before we finish. So which way does the screw go in?
That's the Ducati, John.
Oh, is it? Was it Pengali?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
It was a very enjoyable build.
Which way is it going? What the hell? Oh, okay. Right. So it's a pair of studs that hold them in. I think. Okay. These diagrams are bloody crap. C3. That's deep.
Yeah, it's one of the things I like about the Tamiya ones. They actually have like good detail on what goes where.
Yeah. Be interesting to see the difference.
Yeah. Well, having a proper look at it, you know how I said there was like 2 7s, 2 8s and stuff? The ones, the little ones on the side here, it's the painting guide. It tells you what colour to paint which bit.
Oh, there you go.
So like the crankcase, like step 5, gives you the how to build it this here. But this bit here tells you how, because it's these bits, like the chrome bits. It just tells you some of these details are yellow, some of them are black. So it tells you which bits are which on the side here, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's very handy.
So I need to glue that in. This can't possibly go wrong, can it?
Well.
And there. There. That. Turn that over. Right. Next one. Where the hell is it gone? There.
Oh, we've got quite a few comments.
Yeah.
From there.
Sorry, just putting the screen down.
No, it's all right.
Oh, yeah. David Bond. Dieter says actors that played Bond are Niven, Connery, Moore, Lazenby, Dalton, Brosnan, Craig. They want to do one with Alan, but it's not official Bond movie. There we go. Graham says, time to go, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you later, Graham.
Bye.
Dieter says, David Niven was an archetype with the Bond character, and Connery took a look at his experience to heart to mix with his own phlegma to make the most iconic Bond. There we go. Robert says, I thought Niven and Alan were in the same movie. Jim says, sorry, Julian, mate. It wasn't Jackie Gleason as the Southern Sheriff. Close in looks and voice, but not him. Don't know the actor's name. There we go. Dieter says, Culpepper was played by Cliff. Oh, okay. I'm just going to skip all these Bond ones.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Robert says, I think I'll annoy a certain Mr. Evans on his return. He is the only one I know how to contact. So we'll send a box of kits for distribution if Magic Mikey will coordinate who wants that. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, yeah. You got my contact details, Robert. You got my email address anyway. Everyone has. He's the only one.
If you haven't, it's on the channel.
Yeah. I can put it up now if you want. There you go. Just for the last few minutes. Yeah. Jim says, yeah, I knew Gleason was there somewhere. Thanks, Jim and Hagrid. Jim says, my favourite Bonds were Connery, Dalton and Craig. Deed says, yep, ironically, Brosnan was to do what? Yeah. Robert says, up for grabs, 1 Virgo and 1 Ellie and 2 Lanks.
Ooh.
Joe, I think Gary would love that Ellie because he likes all the weird little kits, doesn't he?
He really does, yeah.
Gary would love that. Robert says, oops, hit caps again. Deed says, be interested in a Lank for Mikey. You're interested in a Lancaster for me? You want me to do a Lancaster? Tempting.
No, I think he's meaning.
June says, I heard.
Passing it on to him, I think, is what he's meaning.
Okay. I heard Brosnan was dropped as Bond, as Broccoli said he was too old. Complete. Yeah. Jim says, Mark Felton posted yet another interesting story about those so tricky N-words yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to say I haven't seen
Robert Harris says, have I? Searching. It's at the bottom of the screen, mate. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll show you what I've achieved then.
Well, I've got the swing. Yeah.
We're going.
Go for it,
right,
mate.
So the rigging is now complete. Well, let me put the white paper behind it again. Yep. So as you can see, it's all that's all in place. Hooray! The prop is it's not glued on yet. It's just stuck there. But I've got a resin prop boss to go on there as well. That'll be aluminium. Haven't painted that yet though. Finished the Foster mount and the Lewis gun on top. All went together exceedingly well. I've got there's a bit of string to put on the lanyard to the release mechanism to bring it back down to reload it and all that stuff. I need to stick that on. But apart from that, give it a matte coat and paint the guy wires, the rigging aluminium, and she's finished. So, it hasn't taken too long, actually. It's been a quick build, but it's complicated. Loved it. But that's me, SE5A from Edward 48 Scar.
Cool. Dieter says, that's right, Mikey. I want one, but gifting it to you as John confirmed. Oh, that's very kind of you, mate. Robert says, if somebody doesn't mind a very tatty Lank box, there is a third. Jim says, my compliments, John. Looks great. Huzzah. And David says, looks very nice, John.
Thank you. Look better with a bit of weathering as well. But it won't be too much. Exhaust pipes. Haven't put exhaust pipes on.
So I've put front end together. Looking pretty nice. I love the detail on the tires as well that they put on these. And I put the swing arm on. I just got to put the suspension on to hold it in place because it moves at the minute. There you go. Yeah. There you go. What have you achieved, Modders?
Hang on, just trying to get these two bits together because I've got glue on them.
Oh no!
I don't want the glue. There we go.
Oh no!
So, I managed to get the 2 cylinders together.
Oh, that was nice.
And I've just
they do look good.
The crankcase together.
Cool.
That looks good. The chrome on that's lovely, isn't it?
It is. I like the slight hint of yellow as well with the clear yellow on it. That's really nice.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. That's what I've got today.
There you go. Nice. Dieter says, nice biplane, John.
Thank you, Hagrid.
David says, Robert, Mikey would be Mikey would be interested in a lank. Come on. Oh, stream you out. Come on. There you go. Dieter says, Mikey, I have a package waiting to go with that lank. I'm hoping to make it worth more. Make it worth the wait. I appreciate that, dude. David says, T. He says, Tatty box even. He says, very nice, Tiff. And Duke says, great job, John.
Just
2 seconds. Kay just come in to say hello.
Okay.
Lovely.
So, cool. Thanks for joining us today. Sorry about the little balls up at the beginning. But hey, they wouldn't be live if we didn't have balls up now and again. Yeah. So me and John will be back with Gary on Thursday with
a new build.
Revel Big Boy build. Yes. I'm back tonight on Gary's stuff at 8 p.m. UK time for his live stream.
5 a.m. Sydney time.
So yeah, should be a lot. Yes. And I shall be having a beer. I was going to have one last night, but I thought, no, I'll wait till tonight.
You'll be having a beard.
June says, those bikes look fantastic, Mikey and Tiff. Beer. I've always got a beard. Fantastic, Mikey and Tiff. Wish I knew where the one I bought it, but it was the wrong end of 25 years ago. Duke says, great cranking case, Tiff. There you go.
Thank you.
Right, so yeah. I'm back tonight at 8 o'clock on Gary Ems's stream. And me and John will be back on Thursday with Mr. Morris. So have fun, be good, and keep modeling. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Bye.